Hey, it's Matthew here. I'm going to share with you a little trick that a lot of guitarists use, much more than you would probably think, and this is to get a perfect nail shape just before a concert or before a recording. And it's quite a weird one. It's actually where you heat a metal spoon with a lighter or anything that can get it really hot, and then you bend your nail to the shape of the back of that spoon and give yourself a nice curve. Now, people need this that have nails that hook or collapse, and I'm just about to give a concert here in China, and I need to get a hook out of my index fingernail because the nail is really coming down. So what I take is a teaspoon, and I've got a couple of different examples here, one that I just found in the drawer of the hotel, and one that I actually carry around with me a lot because it has a really good shape for the nail. So if you find something when you're on tour in a hotel room or something like that, great. If you find something that works for you, then keep hold of that, and like I do, carry it around with me. And the other thing you need is a lighter, and I have a kind of like Bunsen style lighter here, which will heat up the back of a spoon super fast. Okay, so it looks a little bit dodgy, but there's nothing untoward going on. I'm going to use the back of the spoon to bend my nail into a much more nice rounded curve, which will make a nice smooth contact point. I can also file the nail once it's set. This will last for about 2 hours, which is really good. It'll hold that shape that I put into it. I'm not burning myself. I'm being very careful to keep my fingertip flesh away from the spoon by pulling back with my thumb. Okay, so now we're close in on the nail, and you can actually see how it curves sort of back over my fingertip here. So it's coming down, sort of caving in and coming over. So that collapsation of the nail is really unhelpful for getting a good contact point. So if I do it with the spoon being cold, so the spoon is not hot at this moment, what I want to do is get the spoon underneath, and I want to really rock the nail back and forward. The spoon will be very hot when I'm doing this, and it starts to soften the nail up and bend it and put that new shape into the nail. Okay, so I've got my lighter here. Okay, and I've got my spoon. So what I'm doing is I'm going to heat. I'm heating the back of the spoon. Now, this is going to get really hot. So what I don't do is, as soon as I've got it really warm, stick my nail on it. I'm going to let it cool for a little bit after I've heated it for a while. I'm pulling back the fingertip away from the nail. So I'm wanting to try and get as much of a gap under there as possible. So rocking it back and forward on that curve of the spoon, and just trying to get that collapsation, that hook out of the nail. The nail that previously had a real hook in it now has a nice curve in it. Okay, which is very similar to the curve in my A fingernail or the curve in my thumb. Okay, so now we've got that nice rounded curve to the nail, and that's from working the spoon underneath and getting that collapsation to come out. So we've got a much straighter nail coming off the nail bed than we had before. Before we had it really pointing straight down, it was coming right round and collapsing. Now we've managed to even that out a little bit and lift that up. So if you look at my A finger, comes straight away, my thumb comes straight off the fingertip, and the index that was hooking round quite a lot is now coming much more straight. In fact, actually it's even gone a little bit the other way, it's gone a little bit up, but that'll settle very quickly in time, and I can even just roll the spoon over the top of that while there's still some heat on it to cause that curve. But now you can file the nail, you can shape the nail, and you've got rid of that curve. Now this will last for about 2 hours. Well, with my nail it lasts for about 2 hours, which is the duration of a concert, or however long I really need it to. But now I've got a nice curve. So that nail tip now just goes round like that, follows the curvature of the fingertip, rather than collapsing in the middle and hooking down the way. So good luck. Try it slowly, don't put the heat onto the spoon and then jam the fingernail onto it. Don't jam the spoon right in under the fingernail, work it slowly take your time, see if it helps you. You would be really surprised to hear how many guitarists have tried this or done this, and it has real results with keeping a really nice curve to the nail. As I get older, my index fingernail collapses more in the middle, so it's harder for it to retain that shape. So I would actually have found myself using this a little bit more to make sure I get that nice shape on the nail. Anyway, good luck, be safe, don't hurt yourself, but it's something that might work for you, and it might help you get that perfect nail shape, even for a few hours, which is perfect for the concert. Okay, bye for now.